Oh, my hair is looking crazy. Okay. So no one's watching yet, so I can take a few minutes to warm up. You know, while I get a chance, I'm going to share this too. Drop the Armor Dojo. Alright. So I see no one's watching yet, but you're going to catch this in the replay. I just got back from a run. I don't normally do anything, almost anything business related or like content related. I often am off social media all weekend, but I just went for a run, and the trails, well, the paved trails and the sidewalks in my area, in my neighborhood, and the park behind me have been just too dense recently. And so I haven't run much all week. So I challenged myself to do something I don't normally do, which is actually get onto the wooded trails and do a trail run. And I just got some juicy lessons, so big that I felt like it was important to share. And I might be sharing about these 3 lessons all week, so I'm just giving this a little rough draft today. So here's the deal. There are times where I don't trust myself fully. And I'm always working on deeper confidence and self-trust. People see me and they tell me all the time, they're like, Joe, you're so calm and confident and like sure of yourself. And the truth of the matter is I am mostly, but there's always little nooks and crannies of my being where I lack self-trust. So I'm always looking for new ways to build self-trust. So if you're like me and at times you question your self-trust, you've worked on confidence and trust and deepening into knowing yourself maybe for years, but there's still times where you question if you can trust yourself, or you notice ways that you're showing up like you don't trust yourself, just go ahead and drop a me in the comments, because like part of what I've been doing recently is wanting to share based on the idea that we're not alone, that no matter what levels of development we're at, that we share similar human experiences no matter what. So I'm one of these guys. I'll raise my hand and say, I've worked my ass off on confidence and courage, and I even trade in it, you know, this is my career, is helping people gain more core confidence and courage, but there's parts of me in times where I lack self-trust. So if that's you too, hit a me in the comments. I want to know I'm not alone, and I want to share with other people that they're not alone. The other thing I notice is that there's times where I want to say, fuck it, I'm not going to inconvenience myself for others until I have 100% knowledge that it's going to be beneficial, that it's the right thing to do. And then at the end of the day, sometimes that means that I do selfish things because I'm not certain that I have the information I need to make the choice that honors others. And it's uncomfortable for me, so I choose my own comfort. I choose what's convenient and easy for me at times. So if you're a person who at times has struggled with the reality that you sometimes make a choice that's comfortable or convenient for you, even if it's not what's best for others, then you're not alone. I do that too sometimes. And so if you're in that situation ever, especially right now during this pandemic, if there's times where you're like, hey, I don't know if I need to wear a face mask. There's information out there all over the board that doesn't have definitive data whether it's the best thing to keep me from spreading it or it's the best thing from keep me from getting it. There's mixed information everywhere, and the science is crazy. So if you're one of these people who is also questioning, should I wear a mask? Shouldn't I wear a mask? What should I do? What do I need to do right now? And what's going to keep me safe? And you have a tendency to want to have all the information before you make a choice that's rooted in your values, again, drop a me in there or a me too, because that's me. You know, there's a part of me that just doesn't want to inconvenience myself for the good of others until I have 100% information and data that says, yeah, this is the right thing to do. So really what I'm actually wanting to get to today is the meat of this story. I wanted to frame it. If you're a person who's developing self-trust or working on self-trust, I want you to watch this. If you're a person who questions sometimes your actions, are they selfish? Are they generous? Are you giving up too much? Are you leaning into obligation rather than choosing to take care of others out of love? Then I want you to watch this. So here's my story. I decided to go on a run this morning, and I really wanted to run. I haven't been running much this week because I've had fear over, like, should I wear a face mask? Shouldn't I wear a face mask? I don't know a face mask that feels good to run in, blah, 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 right? That's my shit. So anyway, I decided I'm going to go, and so what I'm going to do is I'm either going to stay in the neighborhood and where I can run onto the street instead of being close to people on sidewalks, or I'm going to go into this wooded trail behind my neighborhood. And I went ahead and I chose the wooded trail. And about 5 minutes in, I realized, holy shit, I love this. I love this feeling. I love running on trails. Now, previously, I hadn't liked running on trails. It was very challenging. My leg muscles didn't quite have the endurance, and it was very uncomfortable. So I wouldn't run on trails. But I realized today, by choosing comfort over challenging myself, I was losing an opportunity to build self-trust. So this is the quick metaphor, essentially. When we challenge ourselves, I challenged my body to do something where I had to figure out a physical puzzle. I wanted to run fast up and down over these hills and over branches and trunks that have fallen. And essentially, what I was in the middle of is this position of questioning my body. And do I trust my body to jump over this log or to go down the hill at speed where there's a bunch of little rocks I could trip on? And so in this process, as I kept leaning in further and further and I kept finding more and more joy, I found that the joy was actually not just in running, not just running in the woods, not just in having a challenge to figure out with my mind that I could use my physical body to overcome, but it was actually in every step that was a little bit freaky, that scared me a little bit. Every jump over a log or every downhill where there was a bunch of rocks that I kind of had a little fear of, and I went over them and I felt my body supporting me and my mind and body working together to allow me to go over these treacherous and dangerous moments. Each step I felt like I could trust myself more. So I'm a big fan of looking for ways to use the body to teach the mind, the spirit, the soul, to trust ourselves more. And then now I see there's about 5 people watching. And so that was my experience this morning, is today I trust my body more and I trust myself more to handle challenges that I don't normally face, to handle uneven places in my life or times where I'm uncertain, and I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I trust and I jump anyway. And now, this is something that I'm big on. If you are the kind of person who've ever used, and you're watching this in the replay or watching this live, and you've used physical fitness or physical activities like trail runs or cycling, I got my bike right here, to deepen trust of yourself through trust of the body, I want you to tell me what it is. Comment below and tell me, what's this thing that you do? But now I want to get further. Now, a lot of us are in these positions in life where we've been taught that we need to do the things that we feel that we are obligated to do, that we have these responsibilities to do. And when we do these things, and we do these things for our boss and for our company and for our kids and for our partners and for our loved ones and our girlfriends and our parents, when we do them with a sense of obligation, resentment always builds. Resentment always builds. So I used to be big on just helping myself and helping others say no. Learn to say no, learn to draw a boundary. And I'm still huge into that. But there's another level of transcendence beyond boundaries, beyond obligation, into healthy, loving responsibility. And it's really about learning to do the things that we used to do out of obligation, or that we could do because we feel obliged or indebted, or it's the right thing to do because other people are watching. There's this place where it becomes a choice of choosing love over fear. The place where we no longer feel obligation, but we still do the things that serve and support others. We still do the things that are good for others and uncomfortable for ourselves, is when we learn to lean into just absolutely feeling good about doing the thing that helps another person. And we create identity around the person who feels good about doing the things for others, doesn't feel obligated, knows they can set boundaries, knows they can say no, but feels good saying yes to things that are uncomfortable or uncertain so that they can help others. And here's why I'm bringing this up. As I was finishing my run, I went back down the first little wooded trail because I just kind of got into it. I got the energy, I got the bug, and so I wanted to run down a trail again. And as I've been running, I have this Smart Wool thing, which is great for pulling up over my face when I'm running by someone, and pulling down when I'm not. And so I'm running, and there's this woman with 2 dogs, and she goes off the trail about 5-6 feet, and I'm appreciative of her. I put up my mask, and as I'm running by, she screams, "Thank you. That looks like it sucks. Thank you for being a runner who's using a mask." Because there's a lot of runners out here who are not using masks. A lot of people walking aren't using masks. And instantly when she thanked me, I felt joy and appreciation, and I yelled at her, "Thank you for going off the trail with your dogs," because it was this mutual point of connection. Both of us were doing something that was annoying or uncomfortable for the good of others. Now, instantly what came to me was I'm glad I'm doing this. But instantly what came to me is, I don't know if this even fucking works. And I know it's really annoying. So why am I doing it if I don't even know if it is beneficial? Right? There's all this information out there. You know, using a mask only helps you from spreading. Using a mask won't keep you from getting it. Using a mask won't actually help it not spread. There's all this information. What kind of mask works? Does this thick smart wool do anything? This merino wool? Or do I need a surgical grade mask that's KN45 certified or whatever? There's all these questions, but what I do know is a lot of us don't know for a fact what the right thing is to do. But we're choosing to do it anyway. Now, some of us can choose to do it out of obligation. But for me, it felt like, of course I'm going to do it. Because even if I don't know, even if I don't have 100% certainty, I can still choose love. Now, thinking I need 100% certainty, 100% scientific fact to do the thing that I think is right, that would be choosing fear. To continue to research and find articles, for me personally, what's up, Peter? That's choosing fear. For me, all I know is it may help, so I'm going to do it because I love other people and I want other people to be safe. And here's the other thing. There's this element of virtue signaling that has become really prominent in our world. And if you don't know what virtue signaling is, it's when we pretend to do something virtuous, or we do something virtuous, but we make sure that we symbolize to others that we did it. So virtue signaling, hey, thanks, golden topic, right? Thanks, Peter. So virtue signaling is like if I were to donate to a charity, and then I do this big post where I tag 1,000 people and say, I donated to charity, you should too. Now, some of that frustrates me because I'm like, look, when we help other people, when we choose love, when we choose the courageous thing that serves others, do we really need to use that to gain social or financial or political status? I don't think so. I don't think so. So a lot of the time, I don't believe virtue signaling is valuable. But here's where I found virtue signaling is valuable, and I learned this morning. In a way, I thought, well, am I virtue signaling by doing this? Am I just saying I'm a good person by doing this? Because part of me doesn't know if it works. And I thought to myself, you know what? This is when it does matter to virtue signal. Because there are people walking this world right now with tons of fear. And even if all I'm doing is saying, look, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. And even if it's just virtue signaling, when others are filled with fear and uncertainty, if that makes them feel just one iota safer and more comfortable and more relaxed in this fucking crazy world that we're living in right now, that's when virtue signaling is valuable. If I donate to something and I post it and I tag 100 people and 5 other people actually donate too, and the cause is valuable, then in that moment my virtue signaling was valuable. So what I really want you to do is I want to just challenge you, just for today, can you choose a positive way to overcome your need for certainty, to overcome your need for the exact scientific information, to choose to do what's right, even if it's uncomfortable for you, but you believe that it may be better for others, that it may actually keep others safer, or others may just assume more certainty and safety because you've chosen one difficult thing. Can you choose courage over comfort today? Can you choose love over fear today? Can you take one thing that you feel like you are going to do out of obligation, say no to obligation, and then challenge yourself to come up with why you're doing it out of love and through joy and through excitement for being present and serving another instead of through obligation? Can you take this one simple step in your mind and transform an action that you would have done out of obligation or fear and do it out of love and care? People, sometimes it's that simple. And that's what I got for you today. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully it's as beautiful where you are as it is where I am. Look at this shit. I'm so blessed. Anyway, I love you. Happy Sunday. If you're watching on the replay and any of this jives with you, if it makes sense, if it's too much for one video, which I think it may be, I think it was 3 or 4 videos I tried to stuff into one, then let me know. Give me some feedback. Let me know you're watching. Let me know it's helpful. I'm feeling you, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.